How y'all doing? Today and tonight we're gonna do a good little recipe. We're gonna have us a steak. I'm gonna get a big old T-bone. We're gonna blacken that T-bone, put a little blackening seasoning on it, serve it over nice. Serve it with a nice cream sauce, peppercorn cognac cream sauce poured over some mushrooms, maybe some onions. Ooh, it's gonna be good. So let's go ahead here and get started on marinating this steak. I'm just gonna put some marinade on here. I got at the store, some blackening marinade, which you can use whatever you want. You can make your own blackening marinade if you want to. I got me a little old T-bone here. It's about a pound and a half. You know, just a small one. Just me here eating. And I'm gonna take it on out the pack. There we go. Put a little bit of olive oil on there. A little bit, get it lubricated up. Now I'm gonna put that blackening, get out here where you can see it. Put some of this blackening seasoning out here. And blackening seasoning, if you don't know about blackened foods, it's just kind of a spicy, peppery seasoning. We use it a lot down here in the South. A real popular thing to blacken is redfish. We love to blacken. It's a nice white, flaky, firm fish. We love to blacken it. We also blacken meat sometimes. And strip steak to me tastes really good when you have that kind of blackening flavor on it. You go ahead and just blacken up this side. Get that rubbed in there. And then we'll do the other side. So I'm going to do the other side just like this, and we're going to let it sit. You also, another key ingredient in blackening is rosemary. You'll notice there's a lot of little rosemary sprigs in there. You got rosemary. You got paprika, you got a lot of garlic in there, you got red pepper, some good stuff here. So let me get this all rubbed in. Okay, you see how I got that steak all seasoned up there with that blackening season. And I'm sorry, I told you this was a T-bone. I don't know what I was thinking. I was looking at some T-bones earlier. This is a USDA choice porterhouse steak. Difference between the porterhouse and the T-bone, porterhouse got more of that filet over there on that side. And that's a New York strip. It wasn't just get a strip, but you know, they were $15 a pound. They weren't on sale at all. So this way, this one was a lot cheaper. It was $8.99 a pound. I got me a strip and I got me a fillet. So we can let that hang out here and come down to room temperature for a couple hours. Okay, tonight before we start cooking the steak, I'm gonna cook some bread with it. I'm gonna make a little dipping sauce to the bread. I've got some olive oil here. Put some olive oil there in a bowl, however much you want. It'll be good to start out with. I've got some balsamic vinegar. Get some good balsamic vinegar. Put you a little bit of that in there. That'll be about good enough. You get some cracked black pepper. There we go. Oh yeah, good cracked black. Get that in there. I also want to put a little bit of oregano. Tiny little spot of that. Actually, let's see. I'll use this Italian seasoning too. It's oregano, thyme, rosemary. Things like that. We'll just go ahead and put a little bit of that in there. A little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese. One of the key ingredients there. Put that in there. Don't use the powder stuff, use the shredded. This is the shredded, even though it is in this little can like this. I'm going to put some of that in there. I got one more ingredient. Hold on just a second. I also like to put a little bit of garlic, probably about that much. Yeah, we'll stir that around. Like I said, we hadn't started the bread or the steak yet, but we'll let that sit there and just marinate, all get mixed together there for a little while. Okay, let's get ready to go with that steak. Now I got this cast iron skillet here getting hot on fire. Got them about medium-high heat. I'm gonna add some clarified butter I got here. Okay, let's go ahead with So it's probably about a teaspoon or so. I'm gonna get about 6 teaspoons of that clarified butter in there. Once that butter starts popping, we're gonna put that steak on there. Man, it's gonna be good. Let this steak right here. Just let that butter heat up. Is when you blacken something, you want a pretty hot skillet. We're not, honestly, when you're really blackening something like fish, you don't have that screaming hot skillet. You don't put any butter or anything in there hardly. It's going to be smoking. It's going to be, actually, let's put this exhaust fan on. That's a good idea. Go ahead and get that on. Because this butter, once it gets hot, it's liable to start smoking. Too hot. Go ahead and put your steak on. And I'm going to let it go on this side for about 2.5 minutes, 2.5 to 3 minutes, and we're going to flip it, okay? Well, let's go ahead and flip it. It's been about a minute, 2.5 minutes. Oh yeah, boy. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to let it go for another about 2.5 minutes on that side. Alright, now it's cooked on both sides and seared all those nice spices on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. I'm going to drain a little bit of this butter out of here, and we're going to go ahead about cooking these mushrooms and making our sauce. See that steak. Look at that sizzling, nice steak. I'll let that rest a few minutes over here. Put a little tin of foil on. I'm going to drain some of that butter off, okay? Alright, move some of that butter. Go ahead and put me some mushrooms in here. Oh yeah. Saute these bad boys. Let these saute just a minute. And then we're going to keep building this sauce. It's going to be real good. See, I'm going to saute these mushrooms just to get this good. It's flowing off the bottom of this pan. It's good stuff. This beef left on here. Look how good that is. Man, that's something good. Put that digging in half. Look at that. Jumping all over the place. So I'm going to stir these around probably for about 2 or 3 minutes. Put some of the water out of these mushrooms, and then we're going to start adding some more stuff. Now that these mushrooms start releasing some of their water, some of their juice, I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of beef broth. Right here. And we're going to let that cook, come to a slight boil, cook right there for about 3 or 4 minutes and let it reduce some. Meanwhile, I got that bread out of the oven. I didn't put that on the camera, but I heat some Italian bread up and we're going to try some little piece with this good dipping sauce. I tell you, it's going to be good. So good. It is awesome. You can't beat that. It's just like an Italian restaurant. Okay, now this has gotten to reduce a little bit. We'll go ahead and add some cracked black pepper. Plenty yet. Get that nice cracked black peppercorn taste in there. It's be good, yeah. Okay, throw that in. I've turned my heat up a little bit to about medium-high heat. Now I'm going to add about 6 tablespoons of cognac. Okay. And you know how that goes. You got to be careful when you're dealing with alcohol around the stove, especially with the gas stove. You never know what's going to flame up or something like that. I'm going to try to just burn some of that off. Wait till it starts steaming up. You see, it's that vapor will catch. Well, maybe then it's a bad with the cognac. Alright, well, that's fine. Just go ahead and do that as a safety measure. And now I'm going to add some cream. We got about 1.5 cups of cream. Heavy whipping cream. Wow, that's going to be good. Now I'm going to let this sit here and simmer probably about a medium high to medium heat. Probably about 7 or 8 minutes because I want this to thicken up a little bit. Might add a little bit more of that cracked black pepper. May not have too much of that. That's going to give it some taste. We'll let this sit here, come to a simmer, and we'll stir it around. Well, it's going about 7 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit more. And I'm going to let it go for about 3 or 4, maybe 5 more minutes. And then I think it'll be ready. Now I'll put my root stirrer guy in there. I'm going to go ahead and just take it off the heat for a minute. Let him stir it and let it cool down for a second. Okay, now the sauce, I let it sit off the heat just for a second to thicken up. Now I'll put it back on low heat. And we are ready for the steak. Just a second. What we do now, we brought that sauce back up to low heat, just be bubbling. We take this steak. Whoa, oh, I'm gonna pull that bone out. That's a good piece. Put that bad boy right in there in that sauce. Yes, sir. And let it sit there just for a second on that side. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip it. Let it coat that side. Get down that sauce real good. It'll be so good. I'm gonna let it cook on this side for about 30 seconds. Flip over to the other side and let it bubble for about 30 seconds. Then we're gonna plate it. Okay, this bad boy is ready to plate. Up here. Flipping one more time. Going to plate with it. Look at that. Wow. That wonderful cream cognac sauce and that steak right there. Look at that T-bone. Go ahead and get some of the mushrooms. Get the mushrooms just like that. Put some of these mushrooms over the top. That's some kind of wonderful right there. We'll go ahead and cut into it. Okay, let's go ahead and cut into this son gun here. On the strip side. Very fine. No time for phones. Look at that. Oh my word. Got that beautiful color on there. Got that sauce, everything. This is awesome. Oh, you can see right there in the light. That is the perfect steak. I'm telling you what. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Oh yeah. Great creamy sauce. Got that spice, that kick from that Blackend season. It is perfect. You got to try this. I just had to show you how tender the fillet side of this steak is. Sitting here just cutting it with a fork. Really, no steak knife needed. Just cuts with a fork. That is amazing. This steak turned out so tender. It is awesome.